There's nothing worse than finding and buying the perfect deal, maybe on a GPU or in general on a hardware component, only to take it home and finding out you've been scammed. And that's exactly why today here at ImWateringPSUs, I want to tell you exactly how you can prevent that from happening to you. Now, I've been buying and selling PC parts for close to 10 years, even though I'm relatively young. And during this period, I've really seen it all. I've been scammed plenty of times, even though I am the most cautious person ever. And unfortunately, if you're doing this professionally, there's no way to fully avoid it. But if you're only buying components for yourself, or if you're doing it on a smaller scale and you're not really chasing weird deals, you can completely avoid that. And that's exactly what we're going to cover here today. Now, in the first part of this video, I'm going to tell you how to properly buy something used. Then in the last part, I'm going to actually give you some inside tips for those of you who actually want to PC flip as a side hustle or maybe as a job, because then things get trickier. Because if you're doing it for work, you have to risk a bit more to get a little bit more, of course. Now, basic laws on how to find a deal. First of all, you need to understand the market and actually understand what the price is on a certain component. The best way to do this is to go on eBay and filter by sold in your area. Now, eBay takes commission, so if you take those prices and take about 10% off, that's a very good starting point for the actual price you want to be looking at. So take the average sold price on eBay and take about 10% off, and that's your price. Another way is just to stay in the market for a little bit. So if you want to buy something, I know generally we want it right now, but if we actually wait it out and stay in the market a little bit more, we have the time to actually understand the market and probably find a better deal. So once you know the proper price, if the price is too good to be true, it's probably not true. And that's the case pretty much all the time. Another thing you can do is just take a look at the pictures. Are they original pictures or reused from the internet? Take a look at the description. Now, unfortunately, nowadays, 90% of ads are made via AI, ChatGPT, and similar. So that's not really anymore good info on how good the deal is, but still give it a look. If it's really bad with grammar errors, generally it's not good. Then once you have evaluated the price and the advert in general, we can get to the next step, which is the actual step in which you have to avoid getting scammed, okay? And that's talking to the person, because buying and selling, it's a people job. And it's all about understanding people and seeing the red flags in how they talk, how they sell, what they want to do. So the first thing which I would absolutely avoid are people who change completely the tone when you text them. For example, if the advert itself is very knowledgeable, like very insightful of the actual product, for example, they're saying they have their GPU undervolted and stuff, then you talk to them and they understand zero about hardware, they probably didn't write the advert. And if that's the case, that's a red flag. What I want to do is tell you guys how to identify red flags, and then still we will have a few tricks to actually verify if the product is good. Another major issue is if they start putting their hands on the table and saying, yes, it was working the last time I tried it, or like, for me it seemed fine, or I'm not an expert, but it seemed fine. That's basically them trying to cover for themselves a little bit. Even if it's just morally, they want to basically cover up for themselves. The kind of seller we want is the seller that's gonna say, yes, product is perfect. I've always used it and it has always worked fine and it's still working fine. And if you ask them about the condition, you either want someone to be, yes, the product is perfect, or to be few minor scratches, but it's perfect. Basically, you want them reassuring you. If they're telling you that's, like leaving doors open for issues in the future, you're gonna have issues, 100%, okay? They're just saying it so when you text them back, if they don't block you immediately, they can just tell you, I told you, bro, it was gonna be like that. So we want to prevent that. Another thing, ask a few questions unrelated to the product and see how they respond. It doesn't have to take hours. I am not for texting people for a long time. Also because if you're after a good deal, you're gonna have to make a lot of offers, which means you can't spend too much time on every single person. Just ask a few things which are not related to the product. For example, easy question, why are you selling? Now this is not important. We don't care really about why you're selling, but we want to see what they answer. If the answer seems legitimate, if they seem like a decent person, probably better. If it is a bit sketchy, they're probably sketchy, okay? Then Another thing, probably the most important thing, is I'm not really that big into asking for pictures. I think a lot of people are busy, they don't want to send me pictures. But if the pictures there aren't original, or if the pictures are really bad, ask for pictures, because in this way we can just verify quickly if they actually have the product. Then you can also ask them a little spec. For example, if they have a GPU, you can ask them on average what was the temperature, something like that. Now, the average person is not going to be able to answer you, but if someone is selling a GPU, chances are they dismounted it, so maybe they know a little thing or two about hardware, so maybe they can answer you. Even if they can't answer you, if they are very open and be like, listen, I'm not very good with hardware, I just had this dismounted by a technician and I'm selling it, you're going to be, okay, cool, I'm going to go buy it. Be careful with what kind of people you're dealing with. And with that said, let's move on to the next point. And that's a very big way to see if the deal is legit, is how they want to actually make a transaction. This divides into two categories. There is online and in-person. Now, I was very good with in-person transactions. Now with online, it's a little bit trickier, but I'm going to cover online first. So online, a lot of websites, they offer protection. So people think they're good. And the truth is, even though the protection on these websites is good, don't get me wrong, but you still don't want to be in a situation where you buy a bad component and where you end up having to go through the process of getting a refund, because you lock your money, you waste a lot of time, and you get frustrated, which we don't want. So if the deal is not clear, we don't want to buy online just because I have protection, okay? So if you're buying online, have them send you a video of the product with date, possibly in the screen, possibly with the product running, and possibly with them talking or like saying your name or something, and maybe even video call them if you're comfortable doing that, just to triple check. Online, again, people, it's trickier to actually understand. Even if you're buying online, here's a little trick. This one is good. Just ask them if they'd be okay with selling you the product in person. Just pretend you would be in the area and be like, hey, maybe I'm passing by, could you sell it to me? If they say yes, they're probably good. If they say no, online only, some people don't want to see people, which is okay. Some people, they just want to scam you and don't want to confront you in person. So be careful. Now, in person, generally you want to meet people at one of three places, okay? Either you want to meet them in a public place, which is great, but it doesn't allow you to test your hardware unless you have like a portable car setup or something crazy like that, which I've done in the past. I've just literally walked into a coffee shop with a PC and plugged the GPU in to test it, which, I mean, it works, but takes a bit of organization, okay? Or you want to meet them either at your place or at their place. Ideally at their place, okay? Now, I know some people may not be comfortable with going to other people's houses. I say bring a friend, for sure. Now, I've gone alone plenty of time, but I say always be careful, bring someone with you, even if it's just a friend, okay? Their place is ideal because you maintain your privacy and also you know where to go if you have any issues. People aren't gonna scam you if you go at their places because you can just go back and knock on the door. If they come at your place, I've had it happen where people try to scam me. But at my place, I make sure I always have a test bench and I make sure I always test everything. So a few times, it has happened to me. They came here, they had a GPU, I tried the GPU and fan make weird noises, or it's dramatically overheating, or it artifacts because they weren't expecting me to run, for example, an RT benchmark other than a regular benchmark. So you need to be prepared, okay? This video could be 1 hour long if you had to go into all the tricks, but I'm keeping it short. However, it has happened to me that a very good guy comes in, everything great, all green flags, comes in, GPU is broken, I test it, and I avoid getting scammed last minute. But in general, if everything checks out, the deal is going to be good. So you don't have to worry. A little bit of testing is going to be for the best. Especially when the person is there, just don't have them rush you. Don't hand them their money. Just try the component, and when everything is perfect, hand them their money. If you go in public or other place, you want to make sure you test the card, because if they come to you, you have everything set up, you can test it out. You generally want to avoid people that say, let's meet in public, I'll bring a video of the component running, because there's still room to scam you. Here's how I would do it though, if I didn't have a place to meet people and if they didn't want me to go to their place. If I absolutely had to meet them in public, I would video call them and I would want to see the product running in video call, so live. Then I would have them show me the serial number on the product just to make sure they don't swap it. And then when they bring it over, make sure you open the box and visually inspect it properly, and it's gonna be good. It has also happened to me, because again, long time, lots of deals, the worst things happen. People try to swap the product, but I checked the serial number and I was like, this is different. And the guy was like, sorry, my mistake. I must have confused the card. You know? So be careful out there. You really need to go by what kind of person you have in front of you. So if it is a good person, like passionate about hardware or doesn't really care at all about hardware, so they're offloading their products, then it's good. If it is someone shady, you can see them. If it feels shady, it's probably better to just walk away. It's never too late to walk away on a deal. Even if you spent 15 minutes driving, even if they have spent 15 minutes driving, if you go there, something doesn't check out, do not fall for the sunken cost fallacy and thinking, I have invested so much into this, I have to buy. No, if it feels weird, walk away at any time. If you feel awkward on walking away, just tell them, okay, I'm gonna go get my money at the ATM, I'll be right back. Go away, get yourself safe, and then text them, listen, man, I'm sorry, I didn't feel comfortable with the deal, or just tell them you had issues and you're not gonna buy it. Just seriously, I have a lot of friends who I told everything in this video to them, and they go there, something is off, but they are there, so they do the deal anyway, and they end up getting scammed. And not everyone has a friend who can fix their hardware for free, okay? So please don't get scammed. Basically, to recap, make sure you check out the advert, make sure you check out how you're doing the transaction, and make sure you have some kind of recourse. Always get their phone number if you can. I know it's maybe not the best for you, for them to also have your phone number, but if you're the buyer, they're never gonna call you back, so don't worry and just get your number. With that said, this is for regular people, we are over. Now we're going just quickly into some inside of the business, if you're into PC flipping or if you're gonna do volume. So if you're not interested in the more advanced stuff, please drop a like and subscribe and you can close the video. For you guys, it's over if you just want to buy a single component. And please also drop a comment down below. Tell me what you would give as a piece of advice which saved you when buying used, because we can always help each other. And when I started, I learned by, well, losing some money, but also reading online and what people were saying a lot. Also, the advice from Brian from Techie City is always great. Now, with that said, advanced stuff. So first of all, let's address the broken stuff thing. You can make a lot of money by buying broken stuff, which is not really broken or easily fixable. Okay, I've done that a lot and you see it on the channel regularly. The problem is you can also lose a lot of money doing that. The most common one is the broken GPU. So if you see a broken GPU, unless you have some special skill set, I don't recommend you guys buy it. I have a full, I think, GPU repair guide or how to buy a used GPU guide where I basically detail the kind of problems which are fixable. But even there, I tell you guys, I wouldn't really base a choice on where to spend your money based on that, because I can teach you how to do a reflow in 10 minutes. And the reflow is gonna bring back about 30% of broken cards. But what about the other 70%? Like even if you're just paying $100 for a broken 5060, are you willing to risk the $100 for a 30% chance of fixing it? No. If the card is broken, don't buy it. If you're PC flippers, what you can do is you can tell the people you're going to buy it, tell them to come to your place, tell them up front that you're going to test the card, and then test it out. And then if you see that the problem is something you know is easily fixable, then buy it. But don't buy it, please, online or just on the street, a broken component, because sometimes they tell you, listen, it needs a new VRAM chip, and you know how to redo the VRAM, but then it doesn't need just that. Okay, it has happened to me, of course. That's why I'm telling you. Broken stuff, avoid. And just buy half broken stuff you can basically fix on the fly. Or of course, if you're a proper technician and you repair GPUs for a living, sure, but then this advice is not for you, okay? It's your job, you're not a PC flipper, you're a technician. Anyways, never trust when people tell you how stuff broke. A lot of them lie. It's a sad world we live in. Then, second thing, if you become a PC flipper, you will get a supplier, one or two, just some guys who sell you components regularly because maybe they are technicians, they have older stuff which they buy from clients at a cheaper price, and then they want to sell to you for a quick buck. They're very legit, they help with the business a lot. What happens though is they can also scam you. What happened to me is I was buying GPUs from this guy. I bought like 2 or 3, and then the 4th time he texted me, do you want another one? It was 1070, it was long ago. And I was like, sure, great. It's like the first one I bought, yes, sure, okay, fine. It was a Strix 1070, and he came with the card, and the first time I tried it, second time, since I bought from him a few times, he wanted to do the deal quick, and that should have set off my alarm bell, but it didn't, because I was very young. I was like, okay, no problem, I just meet you here, grab the card, bring you the cash, and be on my way. And turns out the card was broken. He always sold me working cards, 3 working cards for fair prices. The fourth one, the price was a little bit too good, you know, it was those $20 too cheap, if you know what I mean. And they just scammed me and blocked me. And of course, you can resort to, you know, legal action or something, but for $200 generally, it's not worth it. So he successfully scammed me, and I lost my $200, which at the time for me was really a lot of money. It was a big hit for me, stopped me from doing a PC at the time. It's bad when it happens. Also, it makes you feel real bad. I was happy about the GPU. I had my build ready. It was terrible. So don't trust a repeat buy. I know, like, sometimes with those people you chat, you get a coffee, but make sure you always test the stuff. Like, don't, even though you're now working in a business, don't forget the basics. That's basically what this advice comes down to. Another thing I want to tell you, which probably I should have told to everyone, is just, if the deal feels shady, okay, it's always shady. It doesn't mean the product doesn't work. It doesn't mean they're gonna scam you necessarily, but there's always some degree of shadiness. My rule is I never buy if it's shady. I don't care about lost profit. I do not have fear of missing out. I don't have FOMO, okay? If the guy is sketchy, maybe he has the GPU. I'm talking about GPUs just for example purposes, but maybe he actually has the GPU or the RAM stick, which you want to buy for triple the price, okay, in this period. Maybe he really has it. Maybe he wants a very low price and the price is real and the product is real. But maybe he stole it. Okay, that's the worst case scenario. That actually never happened to me. I had a few things which I thought maybe, and I stood away from them, but never happened. But maybe though, it was an RMA and that GPU that doesn't have warranty anymore. Maybe it's crashed somewhere. There are various degrees of getting a bad deal. It's not like you get a brick instead of a GPU all the time. Sometimes you get what you want, but it has some issues, especially if you're buying whole computers. You know, maybe the PC is there, the PC is right, but then you find out the USB ports don't work or the audio doesn't work. And if the deal is shady, always walk away. There's gonna be a next deal next month. Even if you think it's shady, you miss out on 10 deals and one of them was good. You avoided 9 deals. Now, if you're doing this professionally or even as a side hustle, it's very important to not lose money. And now I could go and tell you crazy stories on how people successfully scammed me in the later part of my business, but maybe that's a topic for another video if you guys want to hear it. It's why nowadays I'm kind of doing something else. You know, it's also very draining. It's not good to deal with people that want to scam you all the time. And they also want to scam you when you're selling, probably even more than when you're buying. It's crazy out there. We like hardware and we're not gonna let that stop us. Maybe I'm letting it stop me after a while, but just because I found something else, I don't really have the time. I love PC building, I love PC flipping. So with that said, thanks a lot if you watched this far. This was a longer video, but I think it was it's gonna be useful for someone. If it's you, please let me know. And again, if you have some advice of your own, drop it down below, drop a like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.